yo, get those lights up. Alright, good morning everybody. Good morning. It is April 1st, April Fool's Day. What is happening, people? 10:30 a.m. Moved the podcast a little bit later, so about a half hour later. Really doesn't count. So certainly hope that's a little bit better for everybody. Tune in later on. I'm going to do my Godzilla vs. Kong spoiler review. It will be a spoiler cast review. I'm trying to set it up as members only at this point, I believe, that will be able to watch it. So all you members that are up later on tonight, swing on by that have seen it, leave a comment. Again, it will be spoiler free. It will be spoiler laden. I'm going to start at the beginning of the movie, move all the way through it. I got my notes here. Went and saw it again yesterday. Had a good time. Went to the theater to see it. Got to see it and hear it in SDDS sounds, Dolby sound, Skywalker Dolby sound. So it was a good old-fashioned movie, and it's tracking to do over 100 million in the United States. So at least that's the early tracking number. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I'll talk about it tonight. We'll talk about that tonight. Godzilla is the king of monsters. You can go back and watch the 2014 Godzilla movie, and it clearly calls Godzilla at the end of that movie the king of monsters. So, without spoiling the movie right now, who do you think won that fight? Okay? So I'm just going to leave it right there. So, so without spoiling anything, and it wasn't even a fair fight. I mean, what Godzilla did to Kong, okay? It was, there's a reason why Godzilla is the king of monsters, okay? So, but all right, guys, we'll move on again. I'll be talking about that tonight, spoiler cast. If you're a member, if not, member on up. This is one of the perks of being a member, and this will be a members-only podcast. So I believe that the way it's set up, I believe it's set up for only the members. So come swing through. Leave some questions, do a little Q&A on it, and then call it a night. But that'll be tonight. All right then, guys, so we're moving on. And as you can see, we got some topics for you. We got the Ratchet and Clank game. I don't think you can get it anymore. Insomniac is doing a lot of things with the PlayStation 5, adding 60 FPS modes with their Spider-Man games. You have a 4K native mode if you want to go 4K native. I, for one, play Spider-Man. I'm talking about the remaster. And I beat this game in 2018. I play Spider-Man at 60 frames per second, 1440p with ray tracing. So that's it's got like 3 different versions on there. It has like a checkerboard 4K on there. It's got a native 4K on there. It's like checkerboard 4K 60. It's got a 4K native 30 FPS mode, and I believe it's got a 1440p 60 ray tracing mode. So I think that's what they got. So yeah, that's as far as Spider-Man. Of course, the big news with Spider-Man came out about 30 hours ago with Insomniac making their announcement. Also, PlayStation Plus, the games for April. We are in April. I have to keep looking at the calendar there. Looks like you're getting Oddworld. That will be a day-and-date game, which it should be. You're also getting, I think on the PS4 you get Days Gone. I think you get Days Gone. And I forgot what the other one was. But I left a link in the description for all who want to go check that out. So, but yeah, they've, Sony dropped a lot of news yesterday. So, gaming news, and some hardware news as well. Also, yeah, of course, the big news. I mean, we can't just sugarcoat it. They have that PlayStation is confirmed to have machine learning. Shout out to Porter Rock 77. So yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And again, for all you Xbox guys, if you're going to call yourself that, or Xbox gals, I don't know why these guys are lying to you all, okay, about the capability of one machine versus the other machine. So I can simply tell you that the PS5, as far as the performance, it's performing closer to 11 to 12 T-flops, simply because, and again, you can go back and watch AMD's conferences with Lisa Su, and I know Lisa Su is a darling. I take her out for some wangs, you know, wangs, W-A-N-G-Z, wangs. But you need to look at the numbers behind Lisa Su, because they're always about performance, okay? About how they're not having to spend as much energy per watts per power, you know, watts, okay, on their hardware. RDNA 2 allows them to get a lot of the same things as their competitor does without having to do as much work. So your PS5, everybody keeps saying it's kicking above its weight. That's what they mean. Hey, it's kicking above its level and things like that. Well, that's what they're talking about. So, but anyway, but that big news. So let's start with the PlayStation Plus games. Is again, Oddworld and the rest of those guys are coming. If you have a PS4 still, and most of us do, let's keep it 100%, most of us still have PS4s, you get Days Gone for free. Days Gone came out, I think, 2 years ago. It's a zombie game. If you like zombie games, I'm sure you'll like Days Gone. I thought the game was good. I didn't think it was great. I do hope they do a sequel to it, because I think the characters and the story was strong enough. But again, there's nothing in Days Gone that you're doing that you haven't done before. So I feel that the original zombie games, top 2 ever, Resident Evil 1 and 2, nothing is touching that. I mean, I know there's some that have tried. Dying Light 1, that is, again, good game. Resident Evil 3 was trash. I mean, it was trash. But if that game goes on sale for like $19, I recommend you buying it, because it is happening simultaneously with Resident Evil 2. So if you're a big Resident Evil fan, you see a lot of Easter eggs and stuff like that. So, but go and check that out. But what is up? Hit that like button, people, and if you so dare, go ahead and hit that super chat button to support the cause. And you will activate the Booty Warriors. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. Well, what is going on? We got Rate the Emperor in the house. We got Pug Channel. Sam Ash, what's happening? Dribble Piss, thanks for the membership, for the support. The REC, thanks for the membership and support. Sam Ash again, oh my. So Abu Amar, what's happening? PlayStation Kings is in the house. CRU, Royalty, hey, he is in the house. What's happening? Vizier is here. So what is going on? Nice Niece did that. The producer, what's happening? Wendigo Rex, what's happening, brother? How are you all doing this morning? So, oh, Black Ghost is in the house. A Black Ghost. Now you're talking. So, yeah, Star Guardian 88. What is happening? So, Link is in the house. What's happening, Link? Long time no see. What did you all do? Give up on me? Hey Liz, what's going on? 187, how are you doing? So, but what is going on? So, I see somebody's attempting to wake up the Booty Warrior. Let's see if he's awake here. If not, we'll go back into my settings. Oh, there he is. There he is. So, alrighty, appreciate you. Appreciate you. So he is awake now. So that makes Rate the Emperor the top donator, and there is the Booty Warrior. I mean, he's excited for you all to be here, and I am too. So what is going on? So what is happening, everybody? So big news yesterday. Also, Ratchet and Clank got a 60 FPS update on the PS5. Again, shout out to NX Gamer. If you all don't know, NX Gamer also does freelance work for, I believe, IGN, and he is the one who broke down the Avengers video, which I'm going to play some Avengers today. I will stream it if you all want me to. Just give me a thumbs up or say, yeah, go ahead and stream it, and I'll see if I can stream that. Also, I've got my my Xbox handle down in the description if you all want to link up with me on the Xbox. So, but there it is. Also, follow me on Twitch and Twitter. I'm putting together the Twitch channel, and I did forget to drop the link because I forgot what it was myself. That's how much I use Twitch. So, so REC said he's been putting together model kits. Okay. And of Gundams and Dragon Ball Z, and he said, all right, well, now you're talking. Yeah, I know that's big business. Shout out to you. You have to take some pictures of it and send it to him. We'll share it. So, guys, we're way down on the likes. I mean, that's unacceptable, you know. Turris is great. What is going on? Hit that like button, people, and share the care. So, but what is going on? Again, somebody, Sam Ash said he beat Demon Souls yesterday. I'm playing Skyrim on my PC Xbox, and yeah, that to me is the same thing as Demon Souls. I'm going in and killing things. So I've been playing that on my Xbox, and I'm also playing Gears 5, as you can see, with the Hive Busters DLC. So I'm going to get to that, and I'll stream that. But so I'm just playing through the game again because I enjoy the game. So it's a bloody good time. So but yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So the Ratchet and Clank thing at 60 FPS, that hit, which means I have to go back over here. I'm going to share the care. Go to window capture, add source, and where is it at? Well, I don't see it here. Do I not have it pulled up? Let me see here. Nope, it's not there. So let me pull it back up again. That was my fault. Then we need to go here. Okay, now I can do it. Okay. Are we not doing it right here? So window capture. Okay, there we go. I wasn't doing it right. Something ain't right. I say something ain't right. It's not allowing me to share it. So let me. May not be able to share it. It's not acting right. Let me switch to this. Having technical difficulties here. But what are you all playing right now? Got the Microsoft Store open. I don't know why. It's not showing. Let me go ahead and, alright, cancel that out. Alright, but Ratchet and Clank is 60 FPS. I'll just go ahead and read from the article I do have pulled up. It says, and this is coming from GamesRadar.com, so I'm not making this up. Ratchet and Clank 60 FPS PS5 update is live ahead of schedule. Insomniac is really working hard. I mean, wow. But pretty much it says get blasting, Rangers. Says also took notice of the update's availability, sharing a screen grab of the game's update history, which now lists enhanced performance for the PlayStation 5, which I believe that enhanced performance gave us 60 frames per second. And this is for the 2016 Ratchet and Clank, not the one that's coming out. So everybody go and check that out if you're a big Ratchet and Clank fan. First of all, are you getting the new Ratchet and Clank game that's coming out? And if you are, what are you looking forward to? Let's see. Here it is. It's popped up all of a sudden. All right. So Said ahead of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, June launch, the update makes a strong case for playing or replaying the original PS4 adventure. This is the one that came out in 2016. It's got a 60 FPS update. It happened ahead of schedule. It says it was supposed to get it in April, and it happened the 31st yesterday. So shout out to Insomniac for doing this. If you're interested, again, to me, the PlayStation 5, I'm playing. The only game I'm playing that's not a PS, I'm playing the games. These games right now are cross generation. The first game, I guess the Miles Morales game. Well, that's cross gen too. I guess it's going to be what, Returnal? Will it be Returnal when that comes out in April? And then of course Demon Souls, which I haven't played because it's just a guy walking around with a sword. So, but hey, I don't have that. So. But yeah, if you all are going to get this is 60 FPS. This is a backwards compatible game. I guess you would call it that, getting a boost. And shout out to Foxy Games. He's talking about how boost mode is, and that's what it is. But he was right about that. But also Insomniac, I think is going. This is just my opinion. I think they're going to bring the Resistance series over to the PlayStation, and they're going to make it 60 frames per second. I don't know what it was on the PS3. I did not have a PS3. But I just got a feeling they're going to announce something with this, and I think they'll bring all those games over, and they'll make them 60 frames per second. If they weren't already, or make it a stable 60 or something like that. Not for sure what those games were. Didn't play them. So, but yeah, but this was a free update. Of course, you're probably hearing that some developers are going to want to get paid for their updates, and I don't have an issue with that. If a developer says, yeah, you're going to get a 60 FPS update with ray tracing on there, and here's the game, and the game with the extra update is going to cost you, $50, $60, so be it. So be it, Jedi. So yeah, but this I think is great news for the people that are out there still trying to wait. What are some of the differences with the PS4 and the PS5? Even with the PlayStation Pro, which does do 4K, the PS5 does a lot of 60 FPS, which was the no man's land, which was where we wanted them to go. My understanding is everybody wanted 60 frames per second. That's what we're getting. And Series X as well, they're delivering the 60 FPS. So, now PS5 seems to be more stable on these games at 60. So we'll have to wait and see if that trend continues. But right now, I'm surprised when PS5 doesn't win head-to-head with Xbox. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. So what do you guys think? Again, leave your comments in the comment section. So yeah. Also, big shout out to 60 Frames No Lag. Had a ton of people stop by there on Tuesday night. 60 Frames No Lag. I was on there. Jay Barry, Optimus Code. Of course, Porter Rock was there, and Jack Blue Johnny was a special guest. But Jack Blue Johnny came on, and Kid Smooth came on. And so shout out to Kid Smooth and shout out to Jack Blue Johnny. Gaming Forte came on, so shout out to him. And shout out to Ash and Luca came on, so shout out to all of them. And again, happy early birthday to the Ash and Luca. Everybody go leave her a thumbs up and wish her a happy early birthday. And don't be a jerk about it. Just say happy birthday. Have a good, safe one. So. And I think she said she's going to be, she may be bending the old elbow, she said maybe on her birthday. So, but shout out to her, and hopefully she has a good, safe one from the Porchlight Podcast. But what do you all think about this 60 FPS for Ratchet and Clank? Okay, is this something that you all are excited about? Do you want to see more first-party games get a 60 FPS patch? I assume everybody wants that from Naughty Dog. They want 60 FPS on The Last of Us Part 2, which I believe is coming simply because The Last of Us Part 1, didn't it get a 60 FPS patch or something like that? I'm confused. People keep telling me that game is 4K 60, and I'm like, is it? I don't know. So like I said, I've been playing that game since, gee whiz, 2014. So I played it once. I'm like, man, that's one of the best games I've ever played. So, I just when I played it, I'm like, man, that's one of the best games I ever played in my life. So as far as nothing, the mechanics are just okay, but the storytelling, my goodness gracious, you can't beat that storytelling. Actually, I'm sitting there screaming at that little girl Ellie to move faster because I'm sitting up here getting pissed off that she just can't do the same thing as an adult. But that's how much into detail they're doing. So, Beecher says he's looked on PS5. It's a primary to hit 4K 30, but thanks to the ease of the power, they have an easy work to. Well, yeah, and again, let me make this clear. I expect the first-party developers to do this, to do 60 frames per second. Okay, I'm not as I don't have as big a chub for the third-party developers. Okay, it's nice that they do it. Okay, but I don't. It's not to me. It's not necessary. Like I like Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I still got to beat that game, and people keep telling me it got an update. So is that true? Did it get an update? Does it have a patch? Does it get a 60? I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying that I do not know. So somebody can just inform me, and I may because that's part of the PlayStation collection. So so since this is part of the PlayStation collection, I may go ahead and download that and play it again because I enjoyed it. I like the Tomb Raider games. So and I don't think they're as good as the Uncharted games, but it's not like they're still enjoyable. So and people get into this this contest of well one's got to be better than the other. Well, they're both good. They're both good. I enjoy both of them. So that's just me though. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. So, but yeah, shout out to everybody that's around. Now we're going to move into, also Returnal. This just broke a few hours ago. Returnal has a state of play gameplay trailer on your PlayStation. Okay? On your PlayStation. Okay, so go check that out. That is Returnal. So go and check that out. Apparently, I mean I'm buying Returnal. So I'm buying it so I don't have to see any gameplay. I don't want to keep seeing stuff. I want to go in there and discover it. I've heard it's got some kick butt weapons and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to see. And Returnal is an independent game. Housemarque is an independent studio. They're not owned by Sony. They're not owned. I mean they have an owner, but they're not owned by Sony. So this makes it so Housemarque is an independent developer, just like Remedy, just like CD Projekt Red, Rockstar. Those are independents, okay? They are owned by. They have shareholders and things like that, which is fine. I'm a shareholder in several companies, so I go ahead and I recommend you do it too. Terrace is Great says that 60 to 120 FPS needs to be a priority this gen by Des because we already had the graphics last gen. Yeah, that is true. And they could have done 60 FPS last gen, but everybody was caught up on resolution and stuff like that. Now we're getting 60 plus high and ultra graphic textures, which I think is fantastic. And I've said this multiple times, and I'll say it again. You can have a 1440p resolution. If you have ultra graphics, that's a big friggin' deal. Because that means even at 1080, a game at 1080p with ultra graphics versus a game at 1440p with mid to low graphics, the 1080p screen is going to look better. It is. It's going to look better. I mean, I can tell you right now, Gears looks better than when I played it before. And I played it on a 580, and I was in mid to high textures. Okay? But now I'm able to play it in ultra textures all across the board. I don't have to turn anything off. Everything's down. So, but now everybody wants 4K. It's so underrated, 1440p. Yeah, right now, and AMD did mention this during their last big meeting that they had. 1440p, this is, I think, when they announced the 6000 series. Oh, man, who is this? Hold on. All right. So yeah, I'm back. Sorry, that was a friend of mine. So oh, shout out to wow, got a little activity here. Shout out to Ice Queen Gaming. She is a member and she is now part of the Secret Society. So shout out to Ice Queen. Thank you very much, Ice Queen. Certainly hope you're doing well. Things are getting better. So for you. But let's see here. Definitely in our prayers. Is that right? Yeah. And like I said before, the 6000 series, AMD announced that card, and they specifically said what? Most gamers are starting to go from 1080p to 1440p. So 1440p is going to be the standard. If you're building a PC, do not listen to these clowns saying, well, you got to get this and do 4K. No, this 1440p, listen to me very carefully, 1440p, 144 to 165 hertz on your screen, your refresh screen, and able to push ultra to high graphics, which the graphics, that's what you want, okay? That's what you want. So, but yeah, shout out to Don again for linking up and being a member, and everybody follow Don's lead. Become a member so we can talk about Godzilla versus Kong, you know, and how butthurt a lot of these Kong fans are because of what happened. So. Oh, you're at your dad's house. Well, tell your dad cheerio and have a pint and think about me. So shout out to Miss Dawn. Appreciate you. So jaw-dropping games. That is a matter of opinion. My favorite jaw-dropping game comes out May 14th. That's the Mass Effect trilogy. I'm turning everything off at that point. I will be streaming it top to bottom, however. That is going to be a top to bottom stream. So that means when I load it up on the PlayStation 5, I'm so excited for PS5. I'm going to load it up, and then when you see that pop up, I will be playing it. Okay, those game sessions for me will last 2 to 3 hours on that stream. So, Sam says, you know, the Kong fan, he's going to lose it. Oh, yeah, they were pissed. I mean, I was at the movie theater, and they were not happy on what happened. So, but yeah. Ultraman, oh, that would be different. That would be different. Ultraman, yeah, you know, that would be different. And who knows? That may come. That may come. So, because they did set up some stuff that could happen. So, but so again, we're doing that tonight. We're doing that tonight. That is members only, I believe. So you guys need to go ahead and member up, and this is one of the benefits you get. So we'll be talking about that. These are Ask Me Anything. So you all can ask me anything as a member. So I always allow the members, you know, we'll get. I have an Instagram page, and that will go out for the members. You know, my Facebook gaming page, that is free for the members. Okay, so I need to go ahead and start pushing that more. So, and I'll be gaming on Facebook as well. But to be fair, I'm going to start streaming more on Twitch as well. So that kind of split that off. But yeah, moving on to the big news. Why everybody is here today. So that is, we got the announcement yesterday from a first-party developer that PlayStation has machine learning. Shout out to Porter Rock. And this is after these Xbox influencers lied their butts off, and oh, okay, Ice Queen, congratulations, that is great news. That is great news. So congrats on that. So so this one dropped. This was Tears of Jupiter being dropped by the. Now you can't find these guys anywhere now. They're running, you know. But we'll put this up on the big screen because it needs to be on the big screen. And let's see here. This is for people who do not get this, okay? They don't understand the tech that's in the PS5. And but this broke yesterday, in case you did not know. Insomniac Games now using machine learning tech to achieve film quality muscle deformation. Now remember what the dev said months ago, that PlayStation would be able to give you what? Movie quality type things. This, again, this is just more confirmation of what the developer said. Now, there were different people who did interviews, I believe, and said that because PlayStation and Sony had not disclosed that PlayStation can do machine learning, that means it doesn't have it. Okay, which is, again, simply not true. The PlayStation has processes in it that are not disclosed yet, because AMD and Sony are still working on different things for the PlayStation 5, and because, as Mark Cerny said, when Mark Cerny pretty much said, and I'm just paraphrasing Mark Cerny, when Mark Cerny said, don't be surprised to see some things later on down the road. I'm paraphrasing him. Most people took that to be, if it's going to be part of AMD's roadmap does include RDNA 3. Now, that's where all that speculation came from. I always put a question mark on it because I'm like, well, even if they do have it, it may just be some basic calls, but we still don't know, because Sony and AMD have not disclosed everything about the PlayStation. They have just said it's extremely customized. So I look for them, and where's that Microsoft, the truth about the Series X is that it has more stock features in it from RDNA 2. It has more stock features. But obviously, if they can do machine learning, that means that they have a lot of the same things. So do not get into. You need to start asking yourselves why these guys are lying to you. Okay, this has nothing to do with me or the quote-unquote ponies, anything like that. Okay, this has everything to do with why these guys are lying to you all. And again, you got to ask yourself that question. That's only a question that you guys can answer. As the messiah of Xbox, I can tell you there's nothing that the Xbox can do that the PlayStation 5 won't be able to do. And when you add the fact that PlayStation is set up for the developers to stream their data at a much higher bandwidth, that's going to give them an advantage over the Xbox. And again, it's not that the Xbox does not stream in data, because it does, but the PlayStation is going to be doing it at a much greater rate. Now, what does the streaming have to do? My understanding of how that works is that it takes stress off the RAM, the way they can move their information around. So again, I'm trying to get, hopefully, knock wood, shout out to Optimus Code. Optimus Code hopefully can do a Q&A on that maybe, or maybe he adds that, because he's doing those lessons and he wants to teach people. So maybe he adds that one day and we can all learn from it, because it's still, to me, it's fairly new, what they're doing, and I still have to wrap my brain around it, how they can stream something in before I get there, but, but we saw it working. We saw it working with the demo, Unreal 5 demo. That demo, a lot of that stuff those assets were being streamed in. Okay, and so just it is what it is. It is what it is. But you can see here that Insomniac, when they did their, they said it has realistic muscle deformation in select suits. So now that's select suits. All right, this is not every suit. Now Insomniac may get it to that point with their games, or with their Spider-Man games, but right now select suits. Okay, and the way they're doing that is they use machine learning right there on the screen. Okay, they use machine learning. So let's look at what machine learning is. Okay, that way we can at least understand what they're doing and how it can apply. So, but machine learning in game development. So I pulled this article here. This is an article from 2018 that I found. So I know we use it in the medical field. We use machine learning in the medical field. So if you get something done and you bring back your films, and the machine learning will kick in and do different things. But without getting too technical on that, let me go ahead and let me do this here. Let me bring that screen down. So we all understand that the PlayStation 5 does have machine learning. So the people who were telling you that it could not do the machine learning or the deep learning stuff, they lied to you all. Okay, so you need to ask yourself. I don't bring that to me. Don't bring that to me. Gaming Forte the other night said, why are you leading your people astray? Hey, I'm not the one who lied about the capability of the PlayStation. That was you all. Okay? Lying to them is not advantageous for good results, because now they got to deal with the fact they said a bunch of stupid stuff, and people have something called, I think you kids call them receipts, okay? And they're going to start posting the stuff that they said and the clips and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, and so they're going to get their cheeks busted, all because they listened to the wrong people who were trying to introduce fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And despite them trying to do that, PlayStation still controls over 64% of the market. Okay? And people are like, well, Xbox is gaining some of that back. It doesn't matter, okay? You can, if I control 60% of something and you're under 40%, you're really not a threat to me. Okay? You're just not, and you never will be, because I will never let it get down past 60%. So it is what it is. So, this is breaking news. Roy Williams just retired. Wow. Roy Williams just retired from University of North Carolina. Holy cow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So yeah, just lies. I'm not the one who lied to you. I always say, hey, look, if I don't have the answer, I will go find people and get the answer. Okay? Also, anybody can leave a comment, in the comment section. You don't have to be scared. It's not like I don't read the comments. So, just it is what it is. So, Jim Ryan says that we won't focus on PS5 specs. We let the games do the talking. Yeah, I agree. How can you disagree with that? Let your games do the talking. So really think about it. They released another Spider-Man game, and they released Demon Souls, and then 3 months later, or maybe a little longer than that, here comes Returnal, which is a game based for the PS5, according to the devs. So we have to wait and see how this turns out, okay? But, so really, you're getting games that are only capable on the PS5 according to the devs. So, also the power narrative. PlayStation 5 is more powerful. It just is. Based on the performances. So it's more powerful. I don't get into that anymore. We can all see the head-to-heads. PlayStation 5 is dog walking them. So, but what exactly is machine learning? So let's go ahead and let me drop that one down. Let me add window capture. Because if I'm reading this right, machine learning is an AI. So, machine learning and game development. Now, this is from 2 years ago. So you all know, this is from logikk.com, and this is what you can expect. Now, this article is 2 years old. So, but it says here, this is for people like me. It says for people who don't already have a clear understanding of what machine learning is, machine learning is the ability for a system to learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. That says AI to me. And then it goes on to clarify. It says machine learning is also more commonly known as AI and is a subset of technologies that make up artificial intelligence. So this is like the guest on Mass Effect. And y'all knew I was going to slip in another Mass Effect reference. I got two of them in on you. So the guests on Mass Effect were artificial intelligence. Okay? So, but it says here the reason that machine learning has exploded in the last 5 years or half a decade for all you for all you millennials out there, it says it's due to major improvements in GPU processing speed. So this is all great news. Now, I don't know how this, to me, like Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto 4, I don't know if you all know this, they use an engine called Euphoria. It's part of their Rage engine. That engine would tell the NPCs if it was raining to pull out umbrellas. Okay? It would tell the NPCs to run under awnings to get away from the rain. So if you play Grand Theft Auto 4 and it starts raining, and if you go back and play it, look for that. That to me is an extreme advanced AI. So that, but again, maybe it wasn't, or maybe that was the beginning. I'm not for sure. So, but this is an artificial intelligence that's going to allow, since machine learning will therefore could have a huge impact on the way games are developed in the quest for more realistic worlds, captivating challenges, and unique content. Video game development shops are increasingly turning to machine learning as a useful weapon in game development. So that's really good news. Now you go back to what Jim Ryan and Mark Cerny and Herman Holtz said about PS5 and its ability with the worlds that they'll be able to build with the PlayStation 5, how in depth and how big they'll be, stuff like that, how realistic they'll be. They said this themselves. Now, this article is 2 years old. This is a 2-year-old article. So this is AI. Now, I don't know what the bigger news is. The fact for me that it's AI, which to me is crazy, that I have an AI machine in my house, or the fact that more cheeks got busted and bruised because these guys lied their tushes off on multiple podcasts about things. And I do believe, and like I said before, I believe D-Batch of the RDX podcast did go on to the round table and say that they didn't have machine learning. And again, I could be wrong because there was so much BS coming out of that guy's mouth, my head almost exploded. Okay? It was like, I had to take a dump after that interview, and my turd turned sideways and tried to go back into my body. He was so full of it. It's just like, golly. So again, it says it could enable games developed with machine learning to react and respond more dynamically in a more imaginative ways to the player. So that's crazy, because not only will they act dynamically, meaning that if you hit somebody from the back, they're going to act differently. They may, some people may be startled. Some people may try to run. So, that's crazy because it's learning what it can and cannot do. So, shout out to Leviathan Gamers. So shout out to him. I believe he said something about it just does this on its own, and that's crazy as well because it's learning. It's like that one Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. The C-3PO saw those machines. He was like, well, shut me down. Machines making machines. So that's crazy to have this type of technology out there, and it's in the PS5, and they're just getting around to using it. And again, the machine is still, and I'm so sick and tired of people in the PlayStation community that are running around saying, well, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. The console is what, 6 months old? It came out in November, right? So the console's 6 months old, and they already have gotten another game coming out specifically for that game, Returnal. So again, that they are right now releasing a game every 2 months, okay, based on their average. They're releasing new content every 2 months, not to mention the AAA content that's on there. So it is what it is. And again, for the PlayStation guys, you're going to have to wait Okay, and wait at least another 7 to 10 months. Okay, one of the more captivating looking games I've seen is Kenna Bridge of Spirits. I don't know if you all are following that or not. I am extremely excited about that. Okay, now I don't know why those little things follow her around. They ain't got no pants on, but maybe they'll answer that in the game. I don't know. So I mean, I'm obsessed with characters keeping their clothes on for some reason. So I mean, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm buying that game. Okay. But no, I haven't bought it yet because I'm hoping Ember Labs, please put out a physical copy, please, you know. So I mean, I'll pay extra for it. I mean, I'll pay, what, $49 for it if I have to. So, but yeah, so guys, understand that don't get caught up in this numbers game. It's easy to do. We can clearly see that. And machine learning is a tool, so you hear people talk about tools, they're talking about machine learning, but the fact that there were people out there, and again, I did not lie to you, I didn't say, hey, can't do this or that, that's just, I'm serious now, so it is what it is. But what I'll never understand is why you believe them, when you had developers saying the opposite. And these guys running their mouths, they aren't developers. But I mean, you can in theory go out there and say, hey, PS5 does machine learning. There's nothing's been said about this on Xbox, therefore PS5 is more powerful. I mean, you can say that, and have a good time with it. But I think the fact of what it is versus them disclosing that it has it, to me, the fact that what it can do, that to me is where I'm just shaking my head like, wow, that to me is like, wow. Yeah, Christopher Hart says there are too many lies circulating in a certain gaming community. Yeah, you're right. I mean, because again, their goal is to say, okay, we want people just to buy Xboxes because of what happened last generation, and I just don't think that's going to happen. It's not that the Xbox is a bad console. I mean, I don't have one, so I wouldn't know. But just to me, if I have a PC that does gaming, so to me, there's no reason to have an Xbox. I mean, none, nada. So, but that's me. Now, if you decide to go out and double dip and pay the cost to be the boss, so be it. There's nothing wrong with it, but yeah, it's kind of like, When it says Cerny said that the roll of PS5, the PS5 GPU could have been clocked higher, had to slow it down. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He did say that, and he followed that with, for the most part, it will be, something about I can't remember who he was talking about, the bandwidth or something like that. But he said something like, well, it's going to run at this most of the time. It may have to come down a little bit, and people are like, oh, it's going to drop. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. And shout out to Innocence online. He was like, well, the difference between a variable rate and a fixed rate or a static rate is not going to make that a difference really. And so I thought that was funny because then everybody shut up. It was like, yeah, it's not going to be that big a difference. So you come to realize that some in the PlayStation community are really spoiled and entitled. Yeah, I mean, sitting up there saying, well, Naughty Dog hasn't done anything yet. I mean, Naughty Dog just Naughty Dog just received more awards for The Last of Us Part 2, if you all don't know that. And it won all these BAFTA awards. So, and look, if Insomniac is able to get 60 FPS on their games, Naughty Dog will get 60. It's just a matter of, do they? I prefer The Last of Us Part 2. Can you imagine playing that at 60 frames per second and ultra settings? Oh my goodness! And if I have to wait to do that, I'll wait to do that. There's plenty out there to play. There's plenty out there to play. So Sam Man said Microsoft didn't put too much effort into making that console a rental service and giving. Yeah, well, again, in order for them, is that a jab at Porter Rock? No. So, let's see, it's a rental service. Just understand that Game Pass, in order for them to stay in the gaming business, they had to make it a rental. Now, to me, the fact that these idiots are running around, I said idiots, are running around acting like Game Pass is the end of ownership, and Microsoft has convinced these people that ownership is bad. I'll never get past that. I mean, would you rather rent your house or own your house? No, everybody will say I'd rather own the house. But when it comes to gaming, well, the gaming community, they're this, they're that, you know. So if I don't have to, and I get that, you don't have to pay for something because I'm that way. If I don't want to, I mean, I don't like going to Hooters because if you order an entree at Hooters, it don't come with fries. How can it not come with fries? You know, but you know, my point is that I believe in ownership, okay? I believe in ownership, you know. So shout out to Gaming Forte, but when he said they just bought a house, but I'm all about this rental service, well, that contradicts itself, ownership. Why not rent your house? Because Forte knows that owning is better. So, but yeah, I'm just not into rental services because you don't have any ownership, and even if you have Game Pass at $10 a month, they act like Game Pass just comes with their console. It doesn't. I've got Game Pass. You have to pay for it. So think about that. You go out and you spend $70 on a game. You fully own it. You own that game. Okay? Or you can put it into a rental service, and when that and let's just say they keep it in that rental service for 2 years at $10 a month. Even if, again, you get $10 a month on Game Pass, you're paying over $200 to rent the game. Okay? You're paying $200 to rent the game. It's like PS Now. I don't own anything on PS Now, I believe. It's a service, so they can move games in and out the way they want. You know, with the lack of ownership, the fact that they're so willing, and again, most of them are millennials and they're trash anyway. Millennials are just trash, okay? But part of the reason the millennials are trash is because they don't believe in ownership. So they're going to go out and pay more, okay? Understand that if I buy whatever game, okay, if I buy Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, okay, let's say I buy Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I own Shadow of the Tomb Raider, okay? Or I can rent it and not own it, and then have them say, well, I can own it, but it'll be a 10 or 20% discount. Dude, if I had the game for at least 4 months, I've already paid $40 on it. Now I'm going to pay, what, $51 on 20% off? So I've paid $90. What are we doing here? Okay? But that to me, that's the way I look at rental services versus ownership. Okay? I mean, even if you lease to buy something because your credit is, and you're like, all right, I'm going to lease to buy this whatever. Okay? And you're going to pay more, but at least it goes to ownership. You can say, okay, yeah, I had to pay a little bit more, okay, but I have ownership versus just outright renting it. I don't have nothing. I have nothing. Like the Whitney Houston song, I have nothing. I mean, you have nothing. You don't own anything. And they're willing to just say to hell with ownership. I'm going to rent something. That to me is stupid. Okay, that will forever be stupid. Okay? Just as I said the other night, buying a headset at $100 while bitching about spending $70 is stupid. Okay? I said it there. I mean, I said what I said on that. You know, so, I mean, it just is. It just is. It makes no sense. You know, you know, but shout out to Forte. He did explain what he thought was going on. Fair enough. That explanation actually does make sense. well, it's all part of the console war. It's all part of the console war. The console war is over. Okay, Sony is 60% of the market. It's over. It's done. It's done. Okay, there's no console war. Okay, Microsoft doesn't report the numbers it sells. There is no console war. What are we worrying about here? Sony goes to its shareholders and says, we have the biggest footprint on planet Earth. Here's what we control. Here's the amount of market that we have. And their shareholders stand up and they clap. Okay? So there is no war to talk about. Microsoft put up a good fight, but they can't keep up. Okay? They can't keep up. So they're going to this rental service. And I mean, look, if that's what you want, I have Game Pass. But I don't own none of the games in Game Pass. I don't own them. You know, I'm playing Skyrim on Game Pass. Okay? I'm playing at 1440p, ultra settings, 100, and I think I got it turned into 144 hertz, a refresh rate, whatever you want to call it, 144 on a refresh rate. So, but I don't own that game. Okay? I don't own it. And I beat Skyrim. I think I beat Skyrim on the I beat that on. I think I beat Skyrim on the PS4, but I beat Oblivion on the 360. That's what it was. So, yeah. So, the Hawk, what's going on? So, again, think about that. I want you to think about it. Forget about Game Pass. Let's throw that out. You have a $10 service, and at any given time, I can pull anything from that service. Because you don't have ownership. And let's just say it's something that you had for 10 months. Let's just say for 10 months, not even a full year. At $10, let's see here. That's what, $100 for rental? Whereas if the guy next door went out and bought it and paid whatever, $60, $50 for it. I mean, like I said, to me, it's stupid. Okay, well, to me, it's stupid. I mean, I'm not, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you're going to do, but don't tell me it's better because you're paying more money. Now, where's the advantage? Well, your advantage is if you get it on a service and then it's trash. I mean, it's just sloppy. And you're like, oh, man, this is terrible, And let's just say you do that, which is perfectly fine. And then you can't, and you don't like it, you immediately delete it and say, well, this is part of my service. But you only played it for like 6 hours and you didn't like it. That makes sense. But for all these people out here that are running around and buying, saying that renting is better, I'll never agree with that. I'm not going to argue with people because it's your money. Hey, I'll never ask people to do something with their money. Except to make a donation, okay? But at the end of the day, it's your money, so do what you want with it. But you are actually losing money in a rental service. It doesn't matter what kind it is. You can rent to own an Xbox, okay? They will tell you, here's your leasing options on an Xbox, okay? It is cheaper to just buy one outright, is it not? At least you're buying it outright. So it's like pay ridiculous money for renovation of a rental apartment. Yeah, in my opinion, it's just you're again, if I have Game Pass, I'm paying $9.99 a month to rent games. Okay? Now, Skyrim is on there. I'm playing Skyrim right now. Okay? I'm playing Skyrim and Gears of War on my PC. That's what I'm playing right now. These are rentals. Now, Gears of War. Now, Skyrim probably won't go anywhere, Oblivion, because they own those studios. But let's move those games out. Gears won't go anywhere, they own those studios, right? So, first party, throw out. Is it worth $10 a month for Microsoft's first party? The answer to that is no. I mean, it's not. I can tell you that right now. So, it's some of the third party entries that make it worthwhile. So the EA thing, EA is now included with Game Pass. So, and I like EA's games. So they have Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I already beat. They've got, I think they have Star Wars Squadrons on there. I haven't played that yet, but I'll probably download that after I get done beating Gears High Busters, Gears and High Busters. So, but yeah, it's crazy. So. There's nothing wrong with rental as long as it's I mean, look, if you do an Airbnb, I'm gonna go to Colombia in the fall. I'm gonna get an Airbnb for $27 a day. Okay, I'm staying for 4 days. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's 4 days in an Airbnb for $20-something. That's actually not bad. That's roughly, I don't know. I guess my trip's going to cost me about $100 to stay. Okay, to stay there at the Airbnb. So that's fine. I'm just there a short time. But imagine me having to pay on like a timeshare. Okay. And, in a timeshare, that's something that's yearly and things like that. You all may know about them, not know about them. But you're basically, the timeshare is like, well, if you pay, it's only $21 a month. Okay, but then you can only go certain times of the year, but you still got to pay that yearly subscription fee. It makes no sense. But again, that's just me, and I'm an old man. Like I said, I'm Gen X. So that's why we think the millennials are trash. Like I said, Gen X does not like the millennials. Generation Z does not like the millennials. Nobody likes the millennials. I mean, so it is what it is. So, like I said, it's trash, sloppy. But I mean, it's like, okay, Movie Pass is coming back to Cinemark or something like that. Movie Pass. So that's a service that you pay money into monthly to go see a bunch of movies. So now that we're in a pandemic, paying for Movie Pass is stupid. Okay. Paying for Movie Pass is dumb because I went to the theater last in November, and then we just went back the other night. That's been almost 4 months since I went to the theater. So having Movie Pass is stupid. So now once we get back open again, I may go ahead and pick it back up again. But it's a rental service. This is trash. I mean, I understand going to a country and renting a moped for a day or something like that because it's a moped, you get around fast, something like that. But imagine them saying right now, Craig, come to Colombia, and if you come to Colombia right now, you don't have to come to Colombia right now, but you can go ahead and give us $22 a month, for the possibility of coming down here, And so and again, I get it. Hey, look, I understand. I am PO. You can't afford the O and the R, right? I totally understand that. Totally get it. Not disrespecting it. I totally get it. Okay? So, but renting versus owning, I mean, guys, come on. That's not even a question. Now, I get it because I get it. If you're a cheap ass gamer, I understand that. If you are a bargain basement gamer, hey, Game Pass. Okay? But if I go ahead and rent something and it's in Game Pass and then somebody else goes ahead and they buy it outright for $49 or $59, that person gets the better deal. Well, and like I said before, they're talking about, well, I get a 10%, 20% discount, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But after your dumb ass has already paid $10 a month for 4 months, you've already paid $40. And now you're going to pay another $50 to $40 for ownership? That's the epitome of a millennial. I mean, pay for ownership, you ain't got to worry about it, right? Right. Okay. Guys, we have been here for exactly 1 hour. So we're going to start to slow it down. So, renting a car makes sense on vacation, okay? Makes perfect sense. Okay, you get your insurance put on the car. You get all that put on your car. It's a rental. Okay, so so it's just like I said, there are some situations where renting something makes sense. Okay, a friend of mine went to Thailand. He stayed in a 5-star hotel, $21 a night. Okay, renting the room, so he extended his stay. He instead of going for 5 days, he ended up going for 7 days because his hotel was $21. So that's fine. That's fine. So, but the ownership will always beat renting. for the most part. You can always take the off-ramp. You can find anecdotal evidence where that's not true. So, but that's pretty much my rant on that. Okay. Also, yeah, 3D sound is much better than Atmos sound. Atmos sounded great at the movie theater. Dolby Atmos was invented for movie theater and home theater use. I turn on Dolby Atmos when I'm watching movies like Tenet and stuff like that, because when I watch Tenet, when those doors open, I want to feel like the door is right in front of me, and Atmos does that. Atmos does that for me, okay? But that 3D spatial sound, especially when I was playing that Resident Evil demo, OMG, totally different kind of sound. 3D spatial will always have it be in enclosed spaces, like your headset. Dolby, much better for your room and at the theater. But all right, guys, so that is it for this one. I will see you all later on tonight, as I will be doing a Godzilla spoiler cast. And I hope to see you. Go ahead and member up, join me, ask some questions. And again, you all have a good, blessed afternoon. Again, PlayStation 5, machine learning confirmed. Take it easy. Peace out.